Hello, Marilyn here, your optimism guru, ready to spread a little daily cheer in your world. Today, I would like to share with you a little thing that I like to call time auditing. And what that is in a nutshell is a little bit of checks and balances, if you will, between what our calendar says, what our plan is, what we think we're accomplishing in a day, and how we're actually spending our time. So, well, I didn't bring a blank one in, but that was kind of silly. Okay, so here is what, let's say, my ideal day would look like. Now, this is 24 hours in 5-minute blocks of time. So, each across. And then I have a little list just as to what my color coding system looks like, just for the sake of my time auditing. What I do is I'm huge on color coding everything in my life. But in the case of my calendar in particular, I'm going to color code like nobody's business, so that at a glance I know what category that time is going into. So it's really critical to me. I think it's detrimental to productivity to not have some kind of color coding system. It doesn't have to be as, every color of the rainbow. Like, I go a little overboard with most things. So that does not steer clear of color coding also. So let's say for the sake of my ideal day, like gray is sleep, and then during this time, I'm having my mind prep time and my coffee and, a little bit of morning study. And then I shower and I get ready for the day. And then these few hours are dedicated to getting the children ready for school and for work and for delivering them. And then, man, am I productive. I am just at work and I'm doing my thing and I am focused and I'm not letting anything deter me. And then at lunch, of course, I'm having a little family time with my kiddos and just enjoying a nice lunch, and then back to work. Oh boy. And then I've got one kid that gets off the bus, and then we have a nice quality time together, and we spend about an hour just discussing her day and everything that's going on and kind of resetting and getting back to work. And then, of course, family dinner time. And then, I might pop off a video or do something that is productive yet a little bit for me. Then check in with work one more time, make sure there's nothing I need to shore up for the day, prep time for the next day, things like that. Orange is kind of my learning time, so I'm focused, I want to learn something during that time. And then gray, back to sleep. And that's just a beautiful, productive, wonderful, ideal kind of day in the world of Marilyn. Now, contrast that to my Monday. So whenever I did a time audit on my Monday, so it starts out strong. I sleep, I wake up whenever I'm supposed to, I have my mind prep time, and then there was a project that was really nagging at me. So I went ahead and I sat down at my desk and I got a little bit done on that. I kind of answered a question that I had in my head. And then I didn't go back to me time. Instead, I went to personal relationships, and I got on the phone or on text, I don't remember now, with someone, personally special to me. And so, that makes sense. We need those relationship times. And then I got quick in the shower because then I had no time whatsoever. And then family time, getting kids ready for school and work. And then this black space, this black space is completely meaningless time in my world. So what that means is at some point I plop down on a couch probably, or on my bed, or whatever, and did nothing that fed anything productive. So maybe I was on my phone just playing on apps. Maybe I was just doing something that was completely pointless to life. Not necessarily productive relaxation, not mind time, not anything that feeds me at all, just waste. So got to get out of the black. Back to family family time with getting kiddo to work, and then got to work myself. So work, got a call from my best friend. We talked for a few minutes because sometimes you know how you can work and be productive at the same time, but really, in all honesty, whenever we're on the phone or doing personal things or answering personal email or the text is going off constantly, it is mentally challenging to flip-flop back and forth. It's really not a productive way to use our time. It's better to block off specific times in order to have personal relationship conversations or check in with friends or whatnot. But so I talked to her, and then of course I had to go to the restroom, and so that's that. And then I got back to work. And then I got distracted by something shiny. Oh, then I popped off a video for this channel and, you know, did my thing, and that was awesome. And then got back on the phone. And then I was like, oh crap, I need to get more work done. So I got back to work. Then it was time to go pick up a kid from work. Then lunchtime, I didn't really do anything productive. It's just blacked out. And then got back to work, and then got distracted by something shiny. I think what happened there is I was distracted by other YouTube channels. It's just the truth, you know. It's like a rabbit hole. It's just a rabbit hole. And then I was like, oh, Charlotte's about to get off the bus. I better hurry. Got back to work. Oh, focus. A full hour of focus. She got off the bus, and then we had family dinner time. We have this event each week where we have a friend over, and we have a lovely family dinner and play board games and all that. And then I had some me time, got in the shower, got ready for bed, and then probably plopped down on the bed. Instead of reading, instead of feeding myself, instead of working on educating or learning something, what did I do? I plopped down on my phone, and see all this black space? That's just time where you think you're just going to check one thing, and the next thing you know, an hour has passed. Then I got on the phone, which is always fun. Got on the phone with a friend. Then of course you can't go to sleep without looking at your phone first. So back on the phone always takes longer than you think it's going to. And then finally got to sleep about, what is that, about 11:30 compared to 10 in my ideal world. So I think this is so interesting. And of course not all days are as scattered, and some days are more scattered. Some days look more like this, and some days look worse than this. It's just so intriguing to me to see the disconnect between how we as a society and as productive members of society and as business people, and my hair is like flattening before my eyes. If you knew me well enough, you would know that is driving me crazy. Anyway, the disconnect between the way we think we spend our time and how busy we are all day and how we actually spend our time. So I'm actually going to put a link to this just 24-hour, I mean, it's literally a grid. It's just a grid. There's nothing special about it. You're welcome to print it, use it however much you want, copy it. I have no claim to this grid, but I'm going to put a link down below in the description box so that if you would like to download and print this PDF, you are welcome to, and use it yourself. I mean, audit yourself for a full week, just like whenever you're starting on a new exercise or nutrition program, and you need to keep a food journal, you need to keep exercise journals, even though you also have a calendar where you do planning and you have all of your stuff written down. You also need to see how that translated in your day, and how whether the way you had the day planned really translated into the way you spent your day. And that is where this time auditor is just so fascinating, and it's an eye-opening experience. So again, you don't have to, you could have a color for work, a color for personal, a color that you think is just wasted time, and you could just mark down that stuff. You don't have to mark. Sleep doesn't have to have its own color in your world. All of this stuff. I tend to make things a little bit more difficult than they need to be, just for fun. But make it your own. I encourage you to spend a full week so that you have a full range of days and situations, weekends, weekdays, and just keep your pens handy, whether you're just scribbling in a different color ink pen, whether you do like I did with markers so it's a little bit more evident and pops, whether it matches the color coding in your desk calendar or planner, whether you color code your planner, all of these things, just make it your own, but audit yourself and really understand where that time is going and see where the disconnect is. And then at the end of the time, whenever you are looking back at your week and seeing how things really played out, see then what adjustments need to be made. And I think it's just an incredible exercise that we should all do on a regular basis, but particularly when we are feeling like we're busy all the time and going all the time, but don't feel like we are actually producing. You know, those days when you're like, I was busy all day long, but I don't really think I got anything accomplished. If you have enough of those days in a row, I would like to encourage you that is a trigger point. That is an alarm bell going off in your head that it's time to do a little bit of an audit. So audit yourself and make the world a better place, because you are more focused, more productive, more present with your family, more present at work, and just a better version of yourself. And that's what we want here today and every day. That is what your optimism guru wishes for you. And until I see you again, I hope that you are making it a great day.